Okay, welcome back to Kimbo's Crafts. I'm Kimbo, and this is my channel where I go over all things crafts and mostly scrapbooking at the moment. And this is just a continuation of my Italian scrapbook that I'm working on for my sister. This is a very basic page that I'm doing. It's going to be the continuation of our days in Florence. Actually, my favorite day of the trip, and I think also hers, where we climbed inside the Duomo and then also the bell tower next door, which is where we got this photo from. And so with that, I was hoping to be able to do kind of a stair-step layout, kind of just a cascading fall. I would have needed to have smaller pictures since this is a horizontal page, so that's not going to be really possible. But instead, I'm going to go with just a straight across, kind of telling the story layout. The pictures are well-sized for the pages, since this is more just a photo album. It wasn't meant to be a scrapbook necessarily. So the photos are the key element to the page. So they're going to be incredibly large and take up most of the layout, which is actually pretty good. And so I'm going to just go ahead and line them up straight across. And we took so many photos. I think I'll just keep it to these 4 and not do any layering. So it'll be basic, well, it's a photo of the Duomo. We climbed inside that. This is a photo that I took of my sister going back down from the top. We went all the way to the top up there where there's a little observation. Then we climbed up to the bell tower, which is where we were able to take that photo. And again, we took a picture coming back down, showing just kind of how the stairs are compared to the size of our feet and things, because it was more challenging than I had anticipated. So yeah, with that, let's just go ahead and get started. First thing to do would be to tape everything down. See if I can get a rigid surface. This is my Tombow tape runner. I have challenges with it on certain surfaces, but it does work very well for regular photos. And it's been working pretty okay with sticking them to this photo album. Now, in case you're wondering this and you haven't tuned in before, this is a complete book, but I've removed the pages so that the rope stops tearing the holes as I work with it. Once it's complete, I'm going to get hole savers, just like the basic ones that you get for presentation papers from Office Depot or the like. I will reinforce the holes punched on the pages, and then I will lace it all back together. But it's just much easier to work with it kind of deconstructed. Let me just say, if you're going to find yourself in Florence at any point, there's so many things to see in Italy. There's so much. I can't, recommend everything. It depends on how much time you have. But if you only have a couple of days, like we had a day and a half, I believe, can't go wrong with climbing the Duomo. One of my favorite things we did. I have this bookmark, but I think I might need to save them more for my Rome layout. Actually, I think if I tuck it in here, that's perfect. I have many of them. They are Italian, mostly Roman-inspired watercolor pictures. With the way things are going lately, a lot of your ephemera that you buy online is AI generated, and I couldn't tell you whether or not these are necessarily AI generated. It is possible. It is something that has creeped into the things you can buy for ephemera. So it is possible that these are AI generated. They were purchased overseas, which seems to have maybe a little bit more of an affinity for those. Okay. So these are Pilot G2 glitter gold pens. They work really well on black paper like this, and they actually hold up pretty well long term. I had written with some on a book, very much same type of situation, photo album book with black paper, and I'd used the gel pens on that. And I believe I shared it with this channel. I can link back in the description, but the ink is still just as vibrant, just as visible, just as legible years later. So I highly suggest it. Separate them so I don't accidentally put a sticker across both of them. Oh. Put laugh often, because if I remember anything from that day, we were just giddy, laughing the whole time. I mean, so many of our pictures I wish I could include more, but we're going with a minimalist book here. But there's so many pictures of us just laughing, having a good time, being goofy. It was just a great day. And then we had gelato afterwards, and we didn't even get a picture where we went, but it was amazing. It was some of the best gelato. I'm not sure any of the generic pictures really appeal to me for this just yet. There's not a lot of room left on the page. I go with best day ever. It was a good one. All right, there you go. Simple layout. Just a fun little commemoration of our best day using that bookmark, which this was a purchased bookmark, but you can usually pick them up anywhere. So that's always nice to have thrown in your bag. More stickers from the Italian Recollections sticker book that I've been using. It can make 2 books out of it. And then just little things written here and there about it. And yeah, it's a continuation of the previous pages. Well, thank you for joining me. Stay tuned. 2 weeks from now, we'll go ahead and go over another little craft project. Probably not the scrapbook. I think I'm going to change it up each time. So thank you for joining me. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.